My name is Diana Wilson. I'm the Chief Communications Officer for Jeffco Public Schools. I'm here today to give you your Now Boarding Report. This is an overview of what Jeffco Public Schools School Board has been doing in the last month and a little look ahead to November. The main order of business on October 5th the board heard was about some grant funding. We received over $800,000 to support kids in schools with social emotional learning specialists and also district health providers. So this grant funding was really a great windfall and offers some great supports to our kids. Of course, our main job is learning, but you have to have great conditions for learning in order for our students to be successful. So this type of funding really helps us provide emotional support and health support that they need to be successful students. The next meeting in October was on the 19th. They heard a fourth quarter financial report from our financial officer, Kathleen Askelson. Good news, schools aren't broke this year. We're doing pretty well. Everything is coming within budget. Another big topic that the board heard about on October 19th is our 6th grade move up. So next school year, a number of our elementary schools will be moving 6th graders into the middle schools. This is kind of an interesting transition in that a lot of people are accustomed to 6th graders still being in elementary school. However, across the U.S., 75% of 6th graders actually are in middle school type models. So this is an unusual type of situation, having 6th graders in middle schools. You may ask why? Why are we looking at this? What are the pros? What are the cons? The cons, of course, are a big change, and it does take some resources to make that change. But there are the pluses kind of outweighed them in that, first of all, our 6th graders would have more academic choice. They'd be able to differentiate in academics. The other is social emotional supports. And then facilities-wise, our elementary schools have a lot of temporary buildings being used. And if we move 6th graders up, almost 100 of our 10 buildings would no longer need to have students in them. And we have room in most of our middle schools because they were originally built for 3 grades. There's been a number of concerns, including what about our special ed kids? Are they going to be okay? What about space? Not every single middle school had enough room. How are we accommodating them there? What's going to happen to our 6th grade teachers? So the board heard a report from a number of different principals, district staff on how the process is going, how we're meeting these challenges, how we're addressing parent concerns. Some schools aren't able to do it this year because they're of space constraints, but we'll do it the following school year. That brings us to November and looking ahead. On November 2nd, our Dunstan Middle School will be performing at the board meeting, so that'll be a nice performance. And of course, we have numerous recognitions once again. In particular, I wanted to mention that Jeffco Open School is being recognized for winning the Punkin' Chunkin' contest. And then the main presentation will actually be an engagement with some of our school administrators. So principals from a number of different schools will be coming in and having an open forum with the board about issues that are happening at their schools, kind of getting some feedback on how board decisions affect their schools, and just an open dialogue on how our schools are doing and how our administrators are feeling. On November 15th, we'll be hearing about Deliver Ed. So that is a company that's coming in to help us develop our strategic plan. We had a vision called Jeffco 2020 rolled out about 3 years ago, and with it a strategic plan that now ends in 2017. So it's time to look at where are we going to go from here. Superintendent Glass released Jeffco Generations, which is a vision document that he's engaging the community in to see, hey, what do you think? Here are the ideas. Really, it's about keep the main thing, which is learning. And all of our staff, our community, our families, everybody focusing on that end goal of the best learning opportunities for our kids. The next step in the process is for a conversation about the vision with our community, staff, students, and families, and also trying to come up with some tangible, measurable goals that we can implement that's going to make this vision a reality. November 16th, the board will receive a budget update, and they'll also hear about entrepreneurial efforts. On November 27th, we're going to have our swearing-in ceremony. If you hadn't heard, we have a board election in the beginning of November. There are 3 seats open, 2 of which are contested. So by that time, we'll have certified election results, so we'll swear in our board members. Shortly thereafter, they'll have the Colorado Association of School Boards annual conference, and at that conference, the board also does their annual retreat so that they can restructure and decide where they're going for the next year. That about wraps it up for this Now Boarding Report. Please check out what your school board is doing. 86,000 kids rely on their judgment. They love to have public input.